Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Survival with Fix. I started working on this bridge just this morning here, trying to figure out how we're going to leave the castle area, the central area of the theme park, and move into what will eventually be the Animal Kingdom. Now the reason why we're building this in the lore is because Steve Tepek needs more workers for the project to save the world from Cal, the evil AI, and one of his ideas is build this awesome theme park so the people will come from far and wide, and while they're here like a timeshare, he'll trap them in meetings and tell them about the end of the world, how it's coming, and they need to, instead of live in their little farms or their little medieval like hamlets, they need to move here to the United Colonies area, or whatever it's called. I've been playing Starfield a lot, and pitch in, right? Save the world, save the entire universe, in fact, because if they can defeat Cal here, then they will defeat him for all of the rest of the places. So I worked on this little bridge, and I kind of like the shape of it, actually. It's kind of cool. It goes up a little bit, and then down, and ever more steeply into here. I think that's a nice way to enter the Animal Kingdom. Like, if you imagine that there will be maybe a gate. Now, I don't need a gate to actually keep people out, because once you pay to get in the Fixxiverse theme park, you get to be here forever. What is this dude doing? Oh, I forgot to put down some bubble columns. He is trapped in one. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, that's an attraction. People are gonna come far and wide to see the flying squid of the Fixxiverse theme park. So what we'll do is we'll have like a little road that goes over here, and then we'll put like maybe a couple big trees right in the edge. You know, one of the beauties of Disney World, I've never been to Disneyland in California, but Disney World in Florida at least, and I think it's the same in all the Disney properties, is that you are completely immersed when you're in one place. Now, we can't do all that much here because there are some huge, massive rides, right? You're going to see that big wheel from everywhere. It's massive, right? But we can do some things to sort of disguise it. Like when you're here in this castle area, I would like you to not necessarily think about the rest of it. Now that's like the Main Street USA section of the park, which is like a 1950s-esque sort of Main Street area. And then over here, this is the castle. There's going to be a medieval fantasy sort of thing over that side. And this side, I don't know, this may be rides. Like, I know I want to build a roller coaster over there at some point, but I want to focus on the Animal Kingdom. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have a path here that's going to diverge into two sides. You're going to have to make a choice, either this way or this way, and that's going to enclose the very first exhibit, which I think is actually going to be a cow exhibit. There are cows right there, and I think before we move into the savannah, I do want to spend some time here in the woodland because, you know, the grass does change. So the whole rest of this is savannah over there, and that's not really ideal because you do get that sort of blood grass color for a lot of exhibits. But if you look around, pop out here in free cam, there are some islands over here that aren't savannah, as well as a nice big desert there that beach, whatever, but I can use that for like a desert, maybe bring the camel or something like that. And I can put some exhibits over here, right? So over here it could be more of the green, maybe even a jungle sort of area. Oh, is that actually a jungle? Oh, that actually is a jungle there. I don't think I even knew that. So a tiny little jungle, that's cool. So, I mean, that works, right? So we have a bunch of different biomes here. So this area is going to be sort of my farm exhibit. You're going to walk into the farm exhibit, and then you go more exotic over there, more of the savannah. Over here, more of like the jungle and all that kind of stuff, and desert and stuff over there. So we should be good. We'll have to build a taiga somewhere, but that should be okay. Maybe over by that mountain, or I don't know. That might be the roller coaster. Regardless, I got to get to work. I have a lot of path laying out to do, so let's get to that right now. I decided to do something a little bit different here, where I built a gate into this kingdom, since, you know, we have the of course, Main Street over there, and we have the castle, which isn't really its own land, just sort of a medieval sort of central area, shopping and all that kind of stuff. Then you get in here, and I was going to write Animal Kingdom or Animalverse, you know, since this is the Fixxiverse theme park, I thought we'd have like, you know, Fantasyverse and Animalverse and all that kind of stuff. But man, I don't want to write that out of letters. That would be like 1,000 blocks long. So instead I just wrote a zoo. You know, but hey, I wrote it at an angle, so that gives me some sort of credit, right? You know, it's okay. So, and then the other thing I did is I worked out these big paths, because this first island needs to have an area, and the first central sort of main area here is going to be just a cow farm. Again, I want to do every mob in the game in this zoo in time, over time. So I want to start with just cows. And I think cows should have the barn. And that I think would be a nice look. Like when you first walk in here, you'll see a cow pasture with a big red barn right over there. Now I want to build it like a pretty traditional barn. So I got a bunch of mangrove, so a little bit of spruce for the outer sort of structure, some netherrack, some different red terracotta and regular terracotta, and a little bit of granite. I don't know if I'm going to need that or not, but I want to start building this here and just see what we can come up with. I don't have a plan. We're just going to sort of wing it as I always do with my builds, and let's see what we can come up with. I think the barn turned out pretty nicely. It's very simple little barn, but I think it looks okay. I wanted to build it on an angle just so it looked a little bit different than what you always see. Not that it's that earth-shattering of a difference, but now I'm starting to build up some custom trees, and I'm using my patented, well, not really patented, but my technique that I've used before to make custom trees rather quickly, and that is get 5 big oak trees and make 1 decent tree. And all you got to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you come over like this, put a glass block up there, throw a sapling down there, and this should hypothetically give us all big oak trees. And then what you do is we'll take the roots off of the big oak trees, the trunks, and connect them into one big trunk. And then you just do a little bit of light leaf edit, and you're basically done. It's a lot faster, and you get some really nice big majestic trees. I find that between 3 and 5 regular oak trees can make 1 decent sized tree. So that's going to be the idea. I'm going to do a whole bunch of these. I decided that if you're going to build a farm, you got to have the full farming experience. And part of that is, when you walk in, you should see some crop fields. So I didn't go crazy. I just built 2. I built 2 wheat fields right here as you walk in the main gates, because that's your first impression, right? So you're going to walk in these main gates and you're going to say, okay, so let's see. It's a zoo. What's the first exhibit? And the first exhibit is, bam, it's a farm. It's a traditional sort of farm with cows. This is just my cow pasture. Now I'm going to have different ones. I'll have something over there for chickens. Ignore that I saved some animals. I just don't want animals to die or wander off, because I'm going to want to repopulate some stuff later, additionally to my upcoming llama exhibit. So I'll have those down the road. I'm still waiting on these trees. These very tall trees do take a really long time to grow, and every once in a while a regular tree grows, but for the most part, if you look around, they're almost all big trees. I think all but 1. So I've been cutting down the regular ones as they grow. The little guys, it looks like there's 1 little guy I got to go remove. But other than that, they're all growing. What I find is the first few generally grow big, and then after that, then it's a little bit more tedious, because I think they don't have as much room. So sometimes the little guys grow. But even the little guys, they work okay. They're not quite as good for what I plan to make these giant, big, towering oak trees. They're just going to look really nice. Maybe do some almost like weeping willow style oak trees, but regardless, it'll be quite good. So that's the plan. Now, the last thing I kind of want to do for this first exhibit here is I do want to fence off this. Now, I decided I'm going to use fences for this area because it is, after all, a farm, and then other areas will have different kinds of fences or different sort of walls or whatever to kind of keep the people out of the animal exhibits. But for this, I think fences is just absolutely perfect. So what I'll do is I'll run fences along the path where the people will be, and on the outside of these wheat fields, probably do a little bit more of a like a rocky border. And then what I'll have to do is I'll have to dress up the outside of this just so it's not regular old Minecraft land. Like if you look over there, that's just so nice, right? It's just, I mean, it's obviously very simple, but it's just nice. And this is like, oh, blah, that could have just been generated. I mean, it literally was generated by Minecraft. This dude wants my baked potato. I did not know that pigs followed baked potatoes. Do they follow all food? Oh, maybe they don't. Maybe he was just butting in me. Pig, you want this baked potato? There you go. That's for you. Okay. All right, let's get to work. Well, today's question or comment of the day is from Night Tier 12. One idea I'll pass along for what to do with that big patch of still natural looking area that isn't going to completely stone it over. Make it a park, house can surround it, stone paths can go through it, maybe a little pond too. You know what? You're absolutely right. So this is referring to the last episode where I had I was redoing the Supporters Kingdom, and there was a bunch of grass around a bunch of houses. Like, maybe I'll have to stone these over to make this look urban. But parks are a part of urban areas and cities and stuff like that, and that's really important, and I need to remember that because my tendency is to make everything sort of the same, make everything path or make everything stone or make everything whatever, and I need to remember that. So yeah, we will 100% be building a park in the Supporters Kingdom around where all that grass is. That's an excellent idea. Thanks for the comment. If any of you all want to leave a comment or a question in this very video, the chances of you getting selected for the question or comment of the day are very high. Well, I'll be honest, I was hoping that while I was doing other things that these trees would grow, but I forgot. It's been quite some time since I used this technique to make these giant big oak trees, and I forgot just how long it takes. And it takes quite a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave off this episode here and then come back, and next time we work here, I'll be working basically, well, let me show you. I'll be working probably a chicken coop or a pig farm, one of the other farm-like sort of animals, probably over in this area right here. So that means while I'm over here working, these trees will hopefully grow, and then we can start to connect them. So it looks like I don't have any of them, all 5 grown. There's at least 1 left and all of them still to go. So while I'm waiting, I'll do that in the next episode. We'll come back next time and do a little bit more farming. I've really had a good time building kind of a traditional farm as the zoo keeps going. You know, each way we'll have different things. Like maybe this way will lead probably to the savannah where I'll have like savannah animals and things like that. And this way over here will lead to, there's the jungle over there, the birch forest over there, that I can just have just more exhibits and all that kind of stuff. Now, one thing I do want to do, actually I said the birch forest over here, I meant over here, I think. This area over here, this is going to be the roller coaster, the big boy roller coaster and other rides and stuff like that. So I don't want to do the animal kingdom over here. This is going to be adventure, the Adventureverse, where there's just going to be a lot of thrill rides and all that kind of stuff. Over here is going to be sort of a dark, spooky place, like a medieval, like a Halloween sort of place. So I have a lot of plans for this theme park. It's going to take a long time to do, but that's okay because we have, well, literally forever. So we'll see you all in the next episode right here from the Fixxiverse. Thanks so much for watching and spending part of your day with me. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. I know there hasn't been lore episodes in this. I'll probably talk more about where the lore is and all that kind of stuff just down the road a little bit. I'm just not quite ready for that yet, but we'll get to it all in good time. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it, and see you all next time. Bye, everybody.